Ciao everyone, I'm Rossella and on this special episode of Cooking with Nonna, we are taking things on the road because it's tomato season. And if you grew up Italian American, you probably knew somebody, or you did it yourself, you jarred tomatoes for the year ahead. So we came all the way to Dyker Heights, Brooklyn to the Branciforte house to see just how it's done. For Italians, tomato season is sacred. Ever since I was little, my entire family would gather in our backyard in Brooklyn, and it would turn into a veritable tomato packing plant.
Hi. These are my kids. I'm training them for next generation. I'm sorry.
You're all family. First, you gotta wash the tomatoes, so just put them in a big tub of cold water and leave them there for a little while. Now feel free to have a little fun, but watch the mascara. Then take them out, rinse them off, and there you go. Next, the tomatoes have to boil. So as soon as that pot comes to a boil, boil them for about 15 minutes or until all the tomatoes have split. Now you gotta strain the tomatoes and transfer them into a clean cloth so you can squeeze out the excess water. You can use anything for this, a set of bed sheets, an old tablecloth, you know, one of the ones that maybe your aunt gave you and you didn't want to tell her you didn't like it because you felt bad. That's perfect. Look at those babies. Now we're ready to process.
We make a tomato sauce a long time around, Mary?
Yes.
Yeah.
From Italy, Canada, and United States.
Now it's time to create the passata, which is an Italian tomato puree without any skin or seeds. And don't worry about it, this machine is going to separate the skin and seeds for you. But don't think you're going to throw those skins away. No, no, no. The Nonnas in this family waste nothing. They process the skins an additional 2 times to make sure they've extracted all the Italian liquid gold. Each time the skins pass through the machine, the liquid gets a little bit thicker.
Okay, we've gone through every single part of tomato sauce. Number 1, we rinse it off. Number 2, we put it in the boiler. Number 3, we mash it up in the shredder. And then the final step is we put it in jars so we can bring it home.
Each jar is filled with fresh Brooklyn basil and then topped off with all the tomato puree. Make sure you fill it all the way to the top, okay? Nonna's watching. Close each and every jar super tight so none of them run the risk of opening up when you boil them to get the air out. That would be a disaster.
Today, 200.
14 case.
Yeah, 14 cases, about 200 jars. A lot of tomato.
Put all those sealed jars back in that big pot and fill the pot with water until it barely covers the lids. Once the water comes to a boil, set a timer for 45 minutes to vacuum seal the jars. When the timer's up, place them in a crate and let them cool.
And now we celebrate. We're going to have a dinner. Delicious dinner, right?
And now we celebrate. But come on, after 8 hours and 800 pounds of tomatoes, we haven't all earned a drink?
Tomato season 2020. God bless everybody. Thank you.
Here's to Italian. That's right. And family.
And the Pomodoro sisters.
I don't put ginger.
You need your own show.
That's water, right, Fifi?
She has 9 grandchildren and 15 great-grandchildren.
I think what really moved me about this day at the Branciforte house is how much joy they put into this entire event that is essentially really hard work. I mean, it didn't feel that way. It felt like an excuse to be together, to catch up. to go back to our roots and remember who we are. For most, this is probably a really hard tradition to maintain every year. It's a lot of people, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of tomatoes, but there's so much love at the end of the day. And sauce.
Now, if we were real Italians, we take a nap for 4 hours, and then we don't go back to work. You drink wine, and then you fall asleep.